This is your sign to finally go and spend the money and see a naturopath doctor. In my experience, going through insurance to see specialists, you are just put through the ringer. It's very transactional. They don't really care about the root cause of your issues. And my issues seem to be very broad. It's fatigue, low energy, brain fog, confusion. And I have a pretty bad face rash that's been consistent since January. There's a bit of a rash on my forehead as well. I went to 3 different dermatologists. They all just gave me steroids, antifungal, antibiotic, oral antibiotic. Nothing worked. They didn't ask me many questions about my lifestyle or when this could have happened. So, 8 months later, I'm very frustrated because nothing has made my symptoms any better. But sitting with a naturopath doctor, they go in depth about every single part of your life. My dog had ticks a couple years ago. I'm an avid hiker. I've been exposed to ticks. I could have Lyme disease. She asked me about my hormones and my cycle and what that's been like for me over the course of my young adulthood. We talked about how you're not supposed to have painful periods, but I always have painful periods, so she wants to check my hormone levels. So it's just nice to sit with a doctor who actually cares and is interested in the root cause of your issues to make sure that your body is operating the way it should. We talked about exposure to mold over the course of my life, mycotoxins, and if you have toxins in your system or heavy metals, that leads to endocrine disrupting kidney failure, and it could cause a bunch of symptoms that most people would maybe just shove under the rug, but an accumulation of that over time can cause cancer. So I'm getting all of those tests done right now to find out what's causing my skin rash, if I'm inflamed, if I have any sort of gut infection. She's checking to see if I have any parasites. My dog did have Giardia when I first got him. You don't always need to have crazy symptoms that are bloody stool or bloody vomit in order to know that you have something serious like that. I also had flea infestation a couple years ago in my apartment, and it was flea bombed about 4 times, and there were so many chemicals sprayed in my small studio apartment at that time that could definitely cause issues down the road. So I'll finally get an overview of the health of my gut, a deep look into my gut microbiome, a very deep look into every organ and everything in my body. So I would highly recommend going to see a naturopath doctor if you feel like you've been put through the ringer in the healthcare system, or if you've been brushed away or just prescribed something without really focusing on the issue. Because naturopath doctors really care about the patient, in my experience, and they want to fix you and they want to get to the root cause of what's going on, and they do not ignore your symptoms and brush you away.